My mother was breastfeeding at me up until 3 years. So I think I've got that thing that I took my time from my mother, so I should also give to my children. My daughter is 2 years, 2 months. She is still on my breast even now. By the time she hears the gate opens, she will know that that's my mom. And she will just run and start saying, "Mommy, I want Nana." She calls it Nana. "I want to Nana," you know. That makes me feel alive.
That no one can give to her.
Nobody can give that, what I'm giving her, you know. It just brings joy to me that I'm making her happy. Though I do want to stop now, sometimes I'll stop for 2 days and then feel pity for her and start giving back again. It's very difficult to stop because she likes my breast very much.
So my relationship with breastfeeding was more a mental health issue. I knew that I was supposed to breastfeed because it was best for the baby, but I was 21. Like all my friends were partying, I wasn't. Like there was, and I fell into postnatal depression. I felt like I was trapped sitting with a baby and I couldn't go anywhere, I couldn't do anything. You're just kind of stuck in that moment until the baby's done, and I couldn't stand it mentally, but I felt guilty.
So for me, we live in a shared space. It's my mom's house. Mothering with my mom was not easy, especially when it comes to breastfeeding. She would pressure me to breastfeed like the entire time. I'll stay up night for hours trying to feed him, not knowing really how to or when the baby has had enough. And she couldn't understand why I was supporting the baby with formula. She would ask, "Oh, are you saying I was a bad mother? And you think you know better than me?"
Yeah. I had to leave the baby when she was 2 weeks and go to school. I still have that thing that I did not give her enough time, but at the same time, I always talked to her even when she was still young, that you know what, my daughter, it was for the best. I wanted to have a good education so that you won't go through what I went through. But yeah, on the breastfeeding side, I thought I was gonna breastfeed the whole time, but I couldn't.
I usually just got to breastfeed for about 6 months with each of my babies, which I thought was very short, but I was a single parent and so I needed to go back to work. As soon as the baby hit a month, I needed to start putting them on formula also, so that they could be used to the formula and the breast milk. And then one night when I come from work, they just don't want the breast anymore because they're now so used to the formula, and I've got these breasts leaking with milk, and I then have to suffer until the milk dries up. But I loved breastfeeding because that was the moment you connected with your baby the most, and it was that special mommy-baby moment. I don't think there's a better mommy-baby moment than breastfeeding your baby and filling them with life and filling them with health and just nurturing them to be those beautiful big babies that they become.
The health professional had said to me that the Amari wasn't getting enough milk, and so that sent me into like quite a panic, and I stopped breastfeeding altogether and started pumping to see how much I'm actually giving Amari. It just really threw out my entire breastfeeding rhythm. But what was very helpful was that our antenatal group had a WhatsApp group, and we just kept in contact, and we actually are now quite good friends. And in that time, we were all together, and these are moms who were breastfeeding and weren't breastfeeding. There was just like this cheering on of each other, like you can do it. If you decide to stop, that's also okay, but you can do it, like continue. And it helped. Thankfully, I managed to breastfeed for longer than I had expected.
My baby stopped feeding at 3 months, and I felt like there was a rejection, like he won't recognize that I'm his mommy. I continued with formula feeding, and he did recognize me. He knows I'm his mommy.
Awesome.